News 25 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-990 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, 2 people are arrested for a home invasion, and an early morning accident injures 3. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A security camera alerts a homeowner of a burglary. It's Monday, December 17th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. 2 men are in custody following what police say is a home invasion burglary. 2 individuals were arrested by the Nye County Sheriff's Office yesterday afternoon on the south side of town. According to traffic with the Nye County Sheriff's Office, a homeowner saw through his surveillance camera 2 people breaking into his property. Dispatch relayed information while the deputies were en route to the home on Bond Street. The reporting party allegedly told dispatch that the 2 individuals broke into the property and were throwing rocks at the front of the home. At that time, the transmission from the security cameras were cut. Upon arrival at the home, deputies were led on a short foot pursuit with the suspects through the desert area just south of the residence. One person by the name of Charles Burns was immediately taken into custody at gunpoint. The other individual was located hours later. He was identified as Jacob Whitehead Catter. Charles Burns was arrested for burglary, home invasion, false statements to police, and possession of stolen property. Jacob Whitehead was arrested for burglary, home invasion, false statements to police, possession of stolen property, and destruction of property. Both were transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. And traffic was blocked and diverted around the scene of a 2-car crash this morning on Charleston Park and Leslie Street.
We were dispatched to the area of Charleston Park and Leslie for a motor vehicle accident. The initial report is that it was a head-on collision, unknown extent of injuries. Our heavy rescue arrived on location. They did a scene size-up risk assessment, and they found that the 2 vehicles had an offset head-on collision. There was a secondary impact with a power pole. They found through their size-up that there was 1 person medically entrapped. They upgraded the assignment to a rescue, adding an additional medic, and also Mercy Air 21 to the assignment. It was, I think, a total of 3. 1 went to flight and 2 to Desert View Hospital.
Did Valley Electric have to replace that power pole, or do you know?
No, they came out, did an evaluation. They felt that they were going to check the surrounding poles to make sure there was no secondary damage, and I believe they were going to hold with that pole.
And a lot of accidents over the weekend. A female was injured in an off-road vehicle accident on Wheeler Pass just this weekend.
We were dispatched for a report of a motor vehicle accident that occurred in the mountains. They were unsure exactly where. They thought it was in the area of the Kilns, which is a mutual aid assignment for us. We sent our 4-wheel drive brush truck as well as a 4-wheel drive ambulance up to that area. And approximately 8 miles off the hard surface of Basin Road, we rendezvoused with a patient that had several extensive injuries from a rollover type accident involving a quad. In fact, it's our understanding that the quad had to be removed from the patient. There were significant injuries, and the mechanisms certainly warranted flight. Again, considering the area with the dirt roads, we decided to use base 21 as the LZ. That patient was transferred once they came down to the hard surface to base 21, and they were subsequently flown to trauma.
And NHP, with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics and Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, responded to a highway crash. Luckily, no injuries were reported as a result of a 2-vehicle accident on Highway 160 Saturday afternoon. Both vehicles sustained moderate damage and were in the roadway until medics and police arrived on scene. Nevada Highway Patrol was able to move both of the vehicles out of the roadway to clear the highway for traffic. Troopers are conducting an investigation as to what caused this accident. Much more local news on the other side of this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, if you love tribute bands like I love tribute bands, you'll love Appetite for Destruction. I have 4 tickets to Appetite for Destruction. They are a Guns N' Roses tribute band, and that is going to be for Friday, December 28th. Give us a call right now, 775-727-9400, extension 201. That's 775-727-9400, extension 201 to get these tickets. If we don't answer, leave your name and number, and we'll call you back if you're the winner. Well, factory closures and pink slips are being proposed for General Motors. Angela Miles reports.
Tapping our news, General Motors is officially sending out notices to government agencies about its plan to right-size the company by cutting 14,000 jobs and closing 5 plants. GM is cutting back on sedans and increasing SUVs and electric car production to keep up with consumer trends. 2,700 workers will be able to transfer to other factories. Trouble is rolling into YRC Trucking and Yellow Transportation. The Department of Justice filed a lawsuit alleging defrauding the government based on shipment weights. There was no immediate response. The companies deny the allegations. A sky-high surprise. Spirit Airlines topped in the latest list of on-time flights. For 3 years, the discount airline has ranked as the tardiest. The stock landed down on Friday. And in the latest chapter of the Sears saga, hundreds of high-level employees will be getting bonuses. A bankruptcy court approved a $25 million payout to top executives.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, a pursuit leads to a suspected chop shop on the south side of town. The Nye County Sheriff's Office has arrested Eric Gentry for several crimes, including defacing a vehicle ×5, possession of a stolen vehicle, under the influence of a controlled substance, and a bench warrant. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office declaration of arrest, deputies were in pursuit of a dirt bike on the south end of town, which led them to a property on Paiute Boulevard. After receiving several tips after the pursuit was televised on a show called Live PD, deputies were able to ascertain a telephonic search warrant from Judge Sullivan. During a search of the property, they located a Yamaha motorcycle, a stolen silver Ford Ranger, and 5 off-highway vehicle frames with the VIN numbers removed or defaced. Deputies received information that Eric Gentry, who resided at that residence, was actually at his sister's house on Oak Ridge. Law enforcement officers responded and located a 3-wheeler in front of the garage with what they say was a defaced VIN number. They located Eric Gentry inside the home, hiding. They said Gentry exhibited signs and symptoms of being under the influence of a controlled substance, and said during a conversation with him, he advised that he had used meth recently. During an interview with Gentry, police say that he advised that he had been getting all the vehicles from friends and that he was doing work on them. Eric Gentry was arrested and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Well, firefighter-paramedic from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Kristen Fisher, spoke to our camera about the fire safety, especially during the holiday season.
People don't really realize when they start plugging in their trees, and maybe they're plugging in their house, and maybe they're plugging in different things, that all this stuff is all connected to your house, and sometimes it's on the same breaker, and that can pose a problem. We get too many things plugged in all at the same time, and we can pose a problem. If your GFI is popping, there's a reason. It's a safety. Your GFI, that means you have too many things overloaded. It's too many things plugged in on one circuit. The LEDs draw a lot less power, so we're seeing a lot less things with the newer lighting, but we still have a lot of folks that are still using their old lights, which, I'm guilty of it myself. I have bundles and bundles of lights that, I don't want to go spend the money. It'll cost me so much money to replace all of those lights with the LEDs. The LEDs are great and they use a lot less power, but you still need to be cognizant of they're plugging in power cords along with their space heaters, and their space heaters are taking up a lot of electricity, and then we're getting overloaded. So you have to really be careful with space heaters next to Christmas trees. Christmas trees, fake or alive, they'll all burn, they'll all catch fire.
Should you use an outlet strip with a fuse? Is that helpful?
That is helpful. They definitely are an extra protection. But anything that's overloaded, if your house is wired properly, you should have GFIs. And if the GFI pops, that's your indicator that you're overloaded. Don't just keep plugging it back in and resetting the GFI.
A lot of people light candles at this time of the year. What's some of the precautions that you should take?
You should always have something under your candle. So a lot of people use the big pillar candles, especially this time of year, the big pillar candles. Make sure you have a safety, a plate, even a glass plate. Make sure there's a safety underneath that pillar candle. We've seen them burn through fiberglass bathtubs because people are setting candles that are just pillar candles on their bathtub, thinking there's no way it's going to heat enough to burn through this. Yeah, it'll burn right through the fiberglass of the bathtub. You've got radiant heat too, so never put a candle underneath something where that radiant heat of that flame can catch drapes on fire, anything that you might have hanging, stockings on fire. So be very cognizant what is above that candle too. It's unfortunate to lose a home any time of the year, but this time of year, it's cold, it's Christmas. No one wants to be out of their home for something simple.
All right, well, NDOT warns of tomorrow's blasting and a toy drive. That and more after this break.
News 25 is brought to you by William H. Jackson Injury Attorneys. Injured? Get Bill and Robin, your local injury attorneys.
Lieutenant David Berukowitz with the Nye County Sheriff's Office was at Walmart over the weekend collecting toys for Christmas to distribute to the less fortunate.
We're here for our toy drive. We again obviously partnered with PDOP, and we've done a countywide toy drive this year. Tonopah's was last week. We're in Beatty and here at Pahrump today collecting toys, and we've been collecting toys and donations up this whole month. And so at the Sheriff's Office we have a room full of toys. It's been very successful. We've got a car full already in the parking lot, and we've got a car here, so we've been doing really well.
So you're asking people to donate new toys, and then where are they going to be distributed at?
They're going to be distributed in the towns where they were collected. So Tonopah toys will go to Tonopah, Pahrump toys will stay here in Pahrump, and we're going to be doing Shop with a Cop and taking toys to needy children here in the next 2 weeks in each individual locality.
How are you identifying the families that are in need?
So we've reached out to the school district, the Division of Child and Family Services, and then we've also had a lot of people contact us just knowing that we're doing it and requested assistance as well. So we're kind of working together with the different organizations in the different communities to try to ensure that everybody's getting them that needs them.
Are you getting a good amount?
We are. We've got a lot. One of our large training rooms at the Sheriff's Office has got a substantial amount delivered. And like I said, we've got a car full here today. Tonopah had a good turnout, and so did Beatty, and all around the county, as usual, is generous and always seems to come together.
If people miss coming to Walmart today, how can they donate?
They can still donate at the Sheriff's Office in either of our substations. They can drop toys off there. Or if they want to make a financial donation, they can do it at the PDOP's website, www.pdop.info. Or they can call us 702-516-0847, and we'll make sure to get someone out to them.
Well, the Nevada Department of Transportation says that Highway 160 blasting will resume tomorrow, Tuesday, December 18th at 12:45 in the afternoon near Mount Potosi Road in Clark County as part of a $59 million, 6-mile-long highway widening project. Motorists can still expect up to a 2-hour delay. The High Desert Chorale held their Christmas concert at Pahrump Valley High School over the weekend.
The Pahrump Arts Council presented the High Desert Chorale Songs of Christmas this past weekend at Pahrump Valley High School both Saturday and Sunday night. The choir began with Christmas Lullaby, Angel's Carol, Shepherd's Pie Carol, Candlelight Carol, Night of All Nights, and Do You Hear What I Hear? After the intermission, the audience participated in a holiday sing-along with Deck the Hall, Jingle Bells, Oh Christmas Tree, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and ending the evening with Silent Night. For more information on the Pahrump Arts Council or the High Desert Chorale, you can contact them at 775-751-6776 or go to Pahrump Arts Council's Facebook page or on the web at PahrumpartsCouncil.org.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And let's see what it looks like outside right now on that Glenn Lerner weather cam. We'll have weather with Michael Donahue right after this break.
KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donahue. Today's highs. In Pahrump, 62 degrees, Amargosa 61, just 10 degrees warmer in Death Valley at 71, 58 in Beatty, 49 in Goldfield and Tonopah, 54 in Fallon, and 53 in Fernley. Tonight, 37 degrees in Pahrump and Amargosa, 47 in Death Valley, Beatty at 31, 25 in Goldfield and Fallon, 24 in Tonopah, and 30 in Fernley. Tonight in Pahrump, clear skies, a low of 37 degrees, our average is 31. Sunset at 4:30 p.m., winds out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour, gusts up to 10, and our humidity at 61%. For tomorrow, we're expecting sunny skies, a high of 61, a low of 40, our UV index at 2, sunrise at 6:49 a.m., winds out of the north-northwest at 5 miles per hour, 8 mile per hour gusts, and 39% for the humidity. For our 7-day, sunny skies on Tuesday and Wednesday, but those clouds are going to come storming in on Thursday. And speaking of storms, we do have a percentage of rain from Thursday through Monday. However, we'll get you a percentage at a later time. For our high temperatures, we're just going to be bouncing around in that 60-degree bracket all week long. And looking at our overnights, we're going to be in those mid to low 40s from tomorrow through Saturday, and Sunday and Monday, we're going to drop down to 39 degrees. So with that, we throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks so much, Michael. Well, once again, we have those tickets, so give us a call, 775-727-9400, extension 201, and that is for Appetite for Destruction, which is a Guns N' Roses tribute band, and they will be playing on December 28th in Las Vegas. So give us a call, 775-727-9400, extension 201. If you get an answering machine, leave a message. We have 4 tickets to give away. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 46. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. From all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio, have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.